Boom shakalaka. What's going on, everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love, and today is Tuesday, May 29th, 2018. We have a news episode coming at you live. Now, before we get into things, just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing. If you haven't, make sure you click that subscribe button. Thank you to everyone nuking the shit out of that like button. And guys, if you want to find out how to win one of these sweet shirts, just comment on this video or any other video to enter for your chance to win, where I give one away at the end of every news episode. Also, guys, it's Tuesday today. Should be noted, late night live stream tonight, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can be on there, ask me questions. I will answer them. So, let's get into things. Well, where are the markets today? Market cap $322 billion. Up a little bit from yesterday. Down a little bit from last week. All right. Bitcoin at $7,400, and people are talking, maybe the price is going down. We'll take a look at where that is going. But overall, we're seeing a little bit of an upward trend today. Bitcoin's up 2%, Ethereum's up 3.69% to $554. Ripple's up 1.96%. In the top 10, Cardano's the big winner, up 9% for the day to 19 cents. Wow. A tenth of what it was, a little less than a tenth of what it was at all-time highs. Yikes. All right, Bitcoin saw some solid gains today, and then there were a bunch of other little coins seeing some gains like My Bit Token, Nexus, CyberMiles, GX Chain, things like that. But taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance, I wanted to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance because I saw something here that looked pretty interesting. Some might call it a Bitcoin dominance anomaly, but if you see here, we have a little bit of what looks like a double bottom. Now, is it a true double bottom? No. But it looks like one, so we can play this fun game just because that's what we do as speculators. Look at this double bottom here. So Bitcoin dominance comes down. We see a rise up, and then it comes down again. Those are kind of close. They're not close enough. Usually it needs to be like 4% difference. Not close enough, but they're pretty darn close. And if this Bitcoin dominance rises above this point in the middle, 45%, then we could see some pretty solid gains. But will that happen? I don't know. I still think Bitcoin's a good bet in the long term. Now, looking at Bitcoin recently, we've seen huge pullbacks since January. And really, if you take a look at it, yesterday, we saw it break through the 365-day moving average, year-long moving average. The last time it did that was back around October of 2015 as a result of the Mt. Gox scandal V1. Okay, this is Mt. Gox scandal V2 right here. Boom. But V1 of the Mt. Gox scandal, we saw that. Well, if you believe in Bitcoin, now's probably the best time to buy in, although the price may come down. Now, we've seen some support at the $7,000 range, so this upper white line right here. Okay, we saw support there back in April, also back in February. But there's a lot of prediction coming down. We're going to see Bitcoin drop even lower, $5,700 to $5,000. How low can you go, the Bitcoin limbo? That is a great question. But the big news today, EOS security compromise. Malicious bug destroys EOS and everybody loses all their money. That didn't really happen, but there's an EOS possible security compromise. Team responds quickly with the fix. So basically, Chinese internet security firm Kaihu 360 discovered a series of serious vulnerabilities in the EOS blockchain. Reportedly, these vulnerabilities can take over all the nodes running on the platform. That's pretty significant, considering EOS has, what, like 21 super nodes? And, yeah, that's pretty significant. So these vulnerabilities allow attackers to execute arbitrary code on the EOS node. However, EOS found out about that and proceeded to fix the error within a few hours of the report. Well done, EOS. Much better than we saw from Verge, just kind of denying that the hacks happened and then letting them happen again in a couple months. So, EOS has done what is needed to be done. Now, if you're curious how this thing works, it's pretty crazy. So the exploit can be utilized by publishing a smart contract with malicious code, which will then be executed on the EOS supernode. This will trigger or compromise the blockchain security. The attacker can then utilize the supernode to package the malicious code into a new block, which will then be accepted by all full nodes in the network. This in turn will allow for remote control of all nodes. Pretty devious. I mean, you got to think, how far are we away from mainnet launch? Like a few days, and there's this huge potential compromise in the code. A critical bug, but fortunately EOS took care of it, and Yeah, they responded quickly, so good on them. Now, this story, this guy, $500 million in Ripple, possibly lost forever after billionaire owner dies unexpectedly. So, crypto billionaire Matthew Mellon, he died, and it raises the question, what happens to our crypto assets when we die? Because, if we have like $1,000 in crypto, and that's lost, whatever. But you have $1 billion in crypto, like we're all going to have in a few years. What happens then? Well, let me tell you. See, the estimated value of Ripple held by him before his death back in April was about $1 billion, $500 million after the pullback. Okay. However, the circumstances leading to his death have not been announced. Was he murdered? But he was en route to Mexico to seek assistance in overcoming substance abuse. Yeah, not the place where I would go to. I mean, isn't Mexico where you can get like any drug you want? But, no judgments here. Mr. Mellon, check this out. So he initially invested $2 million in Ripple when no one else believed in it. And then it would be worth $1 billion. Okay? Now, it's said that he kept the digital keys to Ripple in cold storage in different locations throughout the U.S. in other people's names. His idea of distributing access to his fortune across the U.S. was ingenious, but speculation is high if he had redundancy measures that included a procedure of recovering the assets when he passed on. It can be assumed that all of his Ripple is currently inaccessible indefinitely, which is good for other Ripple holders because that makes the Ripple more valuable, less in circulation, right? Good news on the Bitcoin front. I guess you could call this good news or bad news, whatever you want to look at it. But Bitcoin Core, I hate how they call it Bitcoin Core, it's just Bitcoin. Bitcoin fees fall to their lowest in years. Okay, you know why they call it Bitcoin Core? Because this is Roger Ver's propaganda site, Bitcoin.com, where he tries to convince people that Bcash is Bitcoin. So fees on Bitcoin Core have reached their lowest in 7 years, with the median cost at about 11 cents. That's awesome. Considering back in December, there were a boatload more transactions. So 500,000 Bitcoin transactions in a single day, whereas now about 158,000 on May 26th. So that's really the reason for the cost. And then he goes on to try and convince people that Bcash is still better than Bitcoin. But who's buying his bullshit? I don't think anybody is. Other people liking Bitcoin, how about the NASDAQ exchange? They're supporting Litecoin, Stellar, and Bitcoin. And you're saying, why Litecoin, Stellar, and Bitcoin? Well, let me answer that for you. First, Stellar, one of the first digital currencies to be backed by the NASDAQ. It has the potential to grow by partnering with enterprises with IBM. They like it because of that. Litecoin's another. But why? Well, some weeks ago, BlockNet announced that Litecoin will function as a cross-blockchain decentralized application. Everybody knows blockchain interoperability, very important, so they chose Litecoin to that. And then they go on to say, finally, Bitcoin has been marked as the favorite cryptocurrency with huge future potential. Doesn't say Bcash, says Bitcoin. Now, what's coming up for Bitcoin? Because it doesn't look too good. Well. And again, these are other people's speculation as to what's going to happen. So Bitcoin to test 5,500 to 5,700 before any signs of recovery. So Willy Woo has indicated, he tweeted, he said, I think we're going to go to 5,500 to 5,700 next. I can't see $7,000 holding. Most likely we'll balance a bit, then we'll slide through long time frame looking into June for rough timing this to play out at best guess. Now, he states some reasons for this. One of the reasons being the NVT signal is too high for Bitcoin. And you're like, what's the NVT signal? Well, it is the standard NVT ratio, simply the network valuation divided by the transaction value flowing through the blockchain and then smoothed using a new moving average. Simple, right? But he developed this tool, so this is not something that you'll probably find on TradingView. He developed this tool. So in summary, his best guess, slowish bleed to 6,800, then a steeper slide to 5,700, then leveling out of the drop, then a flat zone. This is an educated guess based on volume profile, fundamental data showing the rate of movement. Is this bad news? No. Can this be used? Yeah, if you day trade, swing trade, all that stuff, sure, you could use it. You could short Bitcoin, things like that, if you wanted to. Obviously not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do any of that stuff. What do? I just continue to hodl Bitcoin, and I continue to dollar cost average more because, so what? The price may come down. That makes it cheaper for me to buy it. Awesome. And then when the price comes back up, like other people are talking about. In the in-depth Bitcoin price analysis showing why 3,200 is the minimum price target before January 2019. So they had two charts here, and basically with a comparatively higher minimum of 47,490, whereas a lower minimum target of 3,200 by the end of January 2019, showing some speculation with that. But also, if you remember back a few, I guess almost a month ago now, Tom Lee from Fundstrat saying that just mining alone will propel Bitcoin's price to 36,000 in 2019. And now some people are just not very optimistic on Bitcoin, but when you look at all these vulnerabilities of other cryptocurrencies, I mean, EOS, they patched it, but Verge, all these cryptocurrencies getting hacked, Bitcoin is still the one with the most provably secure algorithm proof of work out there. POS is not as secure as proof of work. So I think Bitcoin's still going to rise to 36,000 in 2019 by the cost of mining alone. And if we take a look, if we just put on our little point set topologist hat here, we can take a look. We are still on track to reach $1 million by 2020. I mean, it's not far off. I can draw a straight line there. I think you can too. And you can see we are on track for that. So that's all the news that's fit to print today. Now, for those of you who want to win a shirt, make sure you comment on this video or any other videos. Enter for your chance to win. I did make a bunch of videos since the last news episode, so there are 7 here. Ready? The news one is 1, Moonlight's 2, Guardians 3, iOS is 4, IOST, Bridges 5, Open Platform 6, and the Top 5 Crypto 7. Hey guys, if you have not checked out that Top 5 Crypto video, check it out because we can compete together, or against each other. We can compete against each other, picking 5 cryptos using No Limit Coins fantasy sports thing to see who ends up winning. And then you actually get No Limit Coin as a prize for winning. So pretty rad. So check out that video. But 1 through 7, who's going to be the lucky winner? Brrr, brrr. Number 1. Wow. That was a news episode from 5 days ago. LMAX Crypto Rally. LMAX Crypto Rally. He says it. He says it. Now, if we get the URL, we can find out who the random lucky comment winner is. Oh my goodness, 117 unique comments, and the winner is, drumroll please, Augustinus Teresias. T-shirt to the moon. Well, Augustinus, congratulations, man. You win. All right. Make sure you email me on the About page. You can get your T-shirt, and then I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Augustinus, congratulations. Yeah, news out for today. All right. Peace. Oh, yeah, late night live stream tonight, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.